Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. Going to be giving you Manchester United's expected lineup for the game tomorrow against Liverpool in the FA Cup 4th round. So it is Dean Henderson in net, Wan-Bissaka at right back, the two centre halves Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire, left back Alex Telles, midfield Scott McTominay, Matic, Bruno Fernandes ahead of them two. On the left, Marcus Rashford. On the right, Paul Pogba. I think Paul Pogba will be in more of an advanced role because, he's been in more of an advanced role recently. And Edinson Cavani up top. So there you go. This is a big game for us tomorrow. It's the second meeting between Man United and Liverpool in a week. We did play them at Anfield last weekend in the league. It was 0-0. Obviously, Solskjaer gave his perception on that game, and he said he was disappointed, and he admit that we lacked composure. But we had more clear-cut chances in Liverpool in that game at Anfield in the league. Bruno Fernandes had a fantastic chance, didn't convert it. Paul Pogba also had a fantastic chance, didn't convert it. But we did very, very well defensively. By the way, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hit back at claims that Man United were defensive at Anfield, and he said we were attacking too. Because Jurgen Klopp criticised Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tactics during the 0-0 draw. Obviously, didn't like the way Ole Gunnar Solskjaer set up. It was only a few weeks ago that Jurgen Klopp was moaning about the amount of penalties that we get. He said we do get a penalty every 3 games, and he mentioned that we've had more penalties in like 2 years than he's had in, 5.5 years at Liverpool. I think we'd have been happier with the point though than Liverpool, but there again it was a missed opportunity for us, and that's probably why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was disappointed. Liverpool are in a bad vein of form. They are winless in their last 5 Premier League games. They recently lost to Burnley 1-0 at Anfield. Burnley have ended their 68-match unbeaten run at Anfield in the Premier League. We've got a lot of confidence going into this game tomorrow. We recently beat Fulham 2-1. Obviously, we didn't start that game well. Fulham started on the front foot. They took the lead in the first 5 minutes from Lookman, and Lookman looks their most dangerous player. He had quite a few shots, but as the game went on, we grew into it. Obviously, Edinson Cavani got our equaliser. Obviously, came from a goalkeeping howler from our earlier. And obviously, Paul Pogba scored our second goal, and that was a superb goal. He was like 20 yards out, hit it with his left foot, and it went into the far bottom corner. But we could have had more than 2 goals. But we know it wasn't going to be walking the park against Fulham because, like I mentioned, prior to the game, Fulham had only lost 1 of their last 7. There has been quite a few draws in there. But Fulham have seemed to have improved since they got that 1-1 draw with Liverpool back in early December. We've got a good record against Fulham. They haven't beaten us since 2009. I think they'll go back down anyway. Solskjaer praised Fulham in his press conference prior to that game, but that win obviously put us back top of the Premier League. We are unbeaten in our last 17 Premier League away games. And like I mentioned, we equalled the record from the 98-99 season. If we do beat Arsenal at the end of the month, we would have broken that record. But like I said, in this game, Solskjaer's going to make rotation. He confirmed that in his press conference, and he's obviously confirmed that Victor Lindelof is now fine, because Lindelof's recently been out with a back injury. He's had a couple of back problems. And don't forget, in the press conference, Solskjaer also praised Wan-Bissaka. And he wants us to replicate the spirit of 1999 with another FA Cup win over Liverpool. But yeah, we progressed to the fourth round of the FA Cup by beating Watford in the third round. We're beating them 1-0. In that game, six of the players that started were academy graduates. Liverpool obviously got to the fourth round of the FA Cup by beating Villa in the third round 4-1. There's been 17 previous FA Cup meetings between Man United and Liverpool. The last time we played them in the FA Cup was back in 2012. We lost that game 2-1. It was a late goal by Kai. We've won the FA Cup 12 times, so we are the second most successful team in FA Cup history. Liverpool have won it quite a few times, but they haven't won it since 2006. The FA Cup isn't really their priority. So, can Ole Gunnar Solskjaer beat Jurgen Klopp for the first time as Man United manager tomorrow? This is Solskjaer's fourth game against Liverpool as Man United manager. Don't forget, we haven't beaten Liverpool since 2018. I haven't beaten them at Anfield since 2016. But, this game's at Old Trafford tomorrow. Liverpool haven't got the best of records at Old Trafford. They haven't beaten us at Old Trafford since 2014. They also beat us at Old Trafford back in 2009 4-1. But Man United and Liverpool are the two most successful clubs in England. Like I've said to you, Jurgen Klopp will be under some kind of pressure now, because Liverpool are winning this in their last 5 league games, and obviously they haven't scored, have they? That's very, very seldom of Liverpool. But certainly, Jurgen Klopp won't get sacked. You can say Jurgen Klopp has made good progress at Liverpool. He's won 4 trophies with them so far. Last season he won the Premier League. That was Liverpool's first title in 30 years. They're 19th overall. He also won the Super Cup and he won the FIFA Club World Cup. Season before he won the Champions League. Liverpool have won the Champions League 6 times. I think it was last season, Jurgen Klopp extended his contract with Liverpool until 2024. This is he's been there nearly 6 years now. Liverpool is the third club in his managerial career. Before he was at Liverpool, he was at Dortmund, was Klopp. He won a few trophies at Dortmund, and before he was at Dortmund, he was at Mainz 05. I think Liverpool have spent over £400 million on players since Klopp got recommended in. But it certainly is, the best manager they've had in this generation. They've had other good managers as well. I thought Brendan Rodgers was good for them. Brendan Rodgers had one good season with Liverpool. Rafa Benitez was also good for them. Won the Champions League with them. Gerard Houllier was good for them. Gerard Houllier passed away, didn't he? last year. They had Shankly and Paisley a lot of years ago. They've had poor managers as well. You know, I thought Roy Hodgson is probably one of the worst managers that they've ever had. Ken Dalglish wasn't a good manager, but he was a pretty good player. So, yeah. I've actually heard that Jurgen Klopp's going to go with a strong team tomorrow. You know, Liverpool have got some very, very good players in their team. They've obviously got Mohamed Salah. That's a world-class player overall, but in games this season, he's really, really struggled for that consistency. You know, he just hasn't been clinical enough in front of goal, and there has been narratives coming out earlier on this season saying that Mohamed Salah's unhappy at Liverpool. If Liverpool were to sell him, you know, they'd get at least £100 million for him. You know, Sadio Mane, I like him a lot. Overall, he isn't better than Salah, but I think this season he has been better than Salah. I also like Firmino a lot, but he's obviously endured his bad periods. I also like that Diego Jota. I think he's made an impact at Liverpool. Liverpool got him last summer from Wolves. He's out with injury at the moment. Probably ain't going to be in contention to play tomorrow. Should I say won't be in contention. Dick Origi, he's their backup striker. Could he be involved tomorrow? I think he's one player Liverpool could sell in the summer. They've also got Shaqiri. Surprisingly, Shaqiri played in the league game last weekend. I think a lot of Liverpool fans were shocked about that. I think Shaqiri is another player Liverpool could sell in the summer. Shaqiri could be involved in the game tomorrow as well. Liverpool have got a lot of midfielders in their team. They've obviously got Jordan Henderson. He recently sustained an injury. Don't know how severe the injury is though. One of their first choice midfielders. They've also got Thiago. They got him from Bayern Munich last summer. He's actually made an impact at Liverpool, but he's sustained some bad injuries. They've also got Fabinho, who I like a lot. Predominantly a holding midfielder, but can put him as a centre-half as well. He actually played as a centre-half last weekend alongside Jordan Henderson, didn't he? You know, with the injuries that Liverpool have got to their centre-halves. They've also got that Naby Keita. He's currently out with injury at the moment. He's not one of their first choice midfielders anyway. They've also got Oxlade-Chamberlain. You know, he could be involved in this game. He's made an impact at Liverpool, but he's sustained a few bad injuries. Liverpool have also got James Milner. Surely he'll leave at the end of this season. You know, will he retire when he leaves Liverpool, or will he go to another club before he retires? Liverpool have also got that Curtis Jones. You know, could he be involved in this game? He's a young player, is Curtis Jones. They've also got that Tsikmas. They got him last summer. He's their backup left back. He's just come back from injury. They've also got that Williams and Phillips, who I think are two young players. They've got that Nico Williams, who was a young player. You know, they could be involved. Liverpool have got two fantastic fullbacks in Andrew Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. They haven't been great though recently. Trent Alexander-Arnold's been out of form. You know, his crossing hasn't been nowhere near to his usual standard. Obviously, Virgil van Dijk is out for the season, isn't he? Liverpool are missing him. You know, he's the second most expensive centre-half in the world, and he is the best centre-half in the world. Joe Gomez is also out with injury for the season, so they have got their two main centre-halves out. Matip has just recently come back as well. Liverpool have also got a very, very good goalkeeper in Allenson. Don't forget, a few players left Liverpool last year. Dejan Lovren left them. Nathaniel Klein left them. Adam Lallana left them. Harry Wilson went out on loan. Trivella left them. And Hoover left them. So we'll see how both teams approach the game tomorrow. Our next league game is Sheffield United. That's a game that we should be definitely winning. And after Sheffield United, we are away to Arsenal. And that is going to be a tough test. Because Arsenal have improved in the last month or so. But there again, they lost to Southampton in the FA Cup. So Arsenal are obviously now out of the FA Cup. Earlier on today, I give you some update on some transfer news. I did give you the news, didn't I, on Kalidou Koulibaly. Recent reports have said that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to sign Kalidou Koulibaly because he has been on his agenda for quite some time. According to Marca, Solskjaer identified Kalidou Koulibaly as his top defensive target some time ago. And it actually says from Sky Sports that Kalidou Koulibaly is keen on a move to Man United. The Napoli owner recently slapped a £100 million price tag on him. He insists he will not leave in this January transfer window. Now, City and Liverpool have been in for him before. Koulibaly is regarded as one of the best defenders in the world. You know, he's been a long-serving player at Napoli. He's been there over 6 years now, I think. He's got a contract with Napoli till 2023. Napoli paid $6.5 million for him from Genk, and he is the age of 29, so he's highly experienced. But Kalidou Koulibaly did come to the Premier League. Would he exceed expectations? He hasn't played in the Premier League as yet. To be honest with you, if he did come to the Premier League, he'd probably replicate, what he's been doing in the years at Napoli. That'd be a fantastic partnership at Man United, Kalidou Koulibaly alongside Harry Maguire. Now, the news on Dayot Upamecano from RB Leipzig. I gave you the news on him yesterday. Christian Falk provided us with an update on the Dayot Upamecano transfer saga. It does mention that Bayern Munich are leading the race for him. Bayern Munich's CEO Karl-Heinz Rummenigge has confirmed Bayern Munich's interest. I think Bayern Munich wants to get him for a lower fee than his actual release clause. His release clause becomes active at the end of the season. He'll be available for around £38 million. But yeah, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool and City are all interested in him. RB Leipzig CEO a few weeks ago said that we will sell our top performers again if that makes financial sense. Upamecano signed a new contract with Leipzig last year. So he's under contract with RB Leipzig till 2023. Leipzig paid around £7 million for him from Red Bull Salzburg. Declan Rice, the news on him. Narratives have recently been coming out saying that West Ham are considering lowering their asking price to £50 million for Declan Rice, but West Ham actually value him at around £80 million. This was stemmed from ESPN the other week saying that Man United are set to rival Chelsea for Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is Frank Lampard's top target, and Frank Lampard was infuriated when he missed out on him. But it does mention that Liverpool are also interested in him. Declan Rice has been at West Ham for several years. Since he broke into their senior squad, he's become an integral part of their team. He's predominantly a holding midfielder, but can be deployed as a centre-half. He's 22 and he's well proven in the Premier League. And he's got a contract with West Ham until 2024. There's also an option to extend his contract for a further 12 months. We've inquired about his availability before. You know the news on Leon Bailey from Bayer Leverkusen. There's narratives coming out saying that Man United want to sign him. I think Leon Bailey is valued in the £20 million range. We was in for him last summer. I think we were seeing him as an alternative to Jadon Sancho and Jack Grealish. This is Leon Bailey's, fourth season with Leverkusen. Leverkusen paid €20 million for him from Genk. He's got a contract with Leverkusen till 2023 and he is a winner. So there has been so many players on our agenda. I've already gone through with you the 3 areas where Man United need to strengthen up. I think we need a striker, we need a world-class midfielder, and we also need a centre-half. I think we need to make at least one more signing if we are to secure the Premier League title. You know, there's also other things as well. You know, obviously our good performances have got to persist, like I mentioned earlier on. We've obviously got to keep players fit, especially our key players. Obviously, Paul Pogba's got to continue his good vein of form because he's done well recently. Edinson Cavani's got to continue doing well because he's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Man United career. Solskjaer's obviously got to get his selections right in all of his games. But Solskjaer recently gave us an update on our January transfer plans and he did mention that January signings are unlikely. Sky Sports recently said that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says signings are long-term, not a quick fix. But he admits there could be furthermore departures in this January transfer window. He actually said prior to the Fulham game that 1 or 2 more players could leave. Now, we recently saw Timothy Fosu-Mensah leave. He went to Bayer Leverkusen. Solskjaer has confirmed that Sergio Romero and Marcus Rojo are free to leave in this January window because he mentioned that their contracts won't be extended. Jesse Lingard, he's been heavily linked to a move away from the club. It recently said that Solskjaer was in disagreement over Jesse Lingard's future. And apparently he wants him to stay this month. I think we're going to make a decision on his future after the FA Cup tie with Liverpool. But with him being removed from the squad, that just tells you something, doesn't it? You know, Amad Diallo Traore is now taking his place. Agallo will leave because, you know, his loan expires at the end of this month. Obviously, there's been rumours of Daniel James leaving because he's lost his place in the team. And there's obviously been rumours of Brandon Williams going out on loan. You know, Brandon Williams is now our third choice left back following the arrival of Tellez. Jones, you know, will he leave Man United in this January window? I think more players will leave Man United in the summer. But Ed Woodward obviously promised that he will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, he did say towards the end of last year that he will back him with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. And even when we had the bad periods under Ole, Woodward did assure that Solskjaer's job was safe because, like I've mentioned before, our board have got a soft stance on Solskjaer with him being a club legend. But like I've said, you know, the board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. And this January transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as Man United manager, but this window is now nearly shut. So we are focusing more on the outgoings rather than the incomings in this window. Certainly, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does deserve a lot of credit, for the progress that he has made at Manchester United this season. We're sitting top of the league. No one thought we'd have been in this position, of how poor we was earlier on this season. So it just shows you some good results do change the complexion of things. And there's certainly a lot of Man United fans that are now Ole in. Obviously, Solskjaer has received a lot of criticism in the 2 years or so he's been here, especially earlier on in the season with how poor we was. And we were certainly demanding him out, but with how good we've been in recent months, our perceptions have slowly started to change on him. Like I said, performances have improved, players have improved. We've been exceptional away from home in the league. Despite our reluctance to back Solskjaer, I still think he's made good signings as Man United manager. He's spent over £200 million at the club. I also like the way he has promoted the youth. We've also seen a lot of players leave the club since he got recommended in. He got us to the EFL Cup semi-final earlier on this season, lost that to Man City 2-0. Got us to 3 semi-finals last season. Got us 3rd place, the second highest we've finished since Ferguson. And also got us qualification for the Champions League. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is on course to earn himself a new contract, reflecting on the progress he's made. Solskjaer's more than halfway through now his 3-year deal. Solskjaer's going to be given at least another season at the club, but there's 3 trophies we can pursue this season. We can win the Premier League, we can win the FA Cup, and we can also win the Europa League. Solskjaer knows how important it is to get his first trophy as Man United manager, and we haven't won a trophy for just over 4 years. This is Solskjaer's 2nd full season as Man United manager. Like I said, he's been at the club now over 2 years, and I'd say reflecting how long he's been at the club, he's learned quite a bit. Probably there's still things he's got to learn, and he has gained some managerial experience. Man United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. Before he was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, and before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff, and he enjoyed a very, very short tenure at Cardiff. The main explanation he got sacked from Cardiff is because he ended up getting Cardiff relegated. And he's managed over 100 games as Man United manager in all competitions. But I've certainly got to say, he's bringing the old Man United back now. We are the Premier League comeback kings. That's been proven this season. Because we've come from behind in a lot of games. We used to come from behind a lot under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. So we are getting glimpses of the Sir Alex Ferguson era. So, yeah, very, very good to see. And if you put the stats into circulation now, you can say Solskjaer is, the best manager since Ferguson. Certainly a much better manager than David Moyes was. We are unbeaten in our last 13 Premier League games. We haven't lost in the league since that 1-0 loss to Arsenal back in November. We appointed Ole in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. And he is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. 3 managers have been sacked since Ferguson. That was Moyes, Van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. You already know the news on Paul Pogba. I've mentioned him quite a few times. Paul Pogba looked certain to leave Manchester United, but he is now inspiring a title challenge. His future is on hold until the end of the season. And it recently said that Paul Pogba contradicted Mino Raiola for the 2nd time. And Paul Pogba's now considering a U-turn at the club. That means staying. Could even sign a new long-term contract at Man United, because his performances have really improved. He's done well, Pogba, since he come back from that ankle injury that he had earlier on in the season. He was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury. Earlier on this season, we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract, so he's under contract on Man United until June 2022. But if we do sell him, it will be in the summer. It will, but he has had a long-running transfer saga. You already know the news on Donny van der Beek as well. ESPN recently said that we rejected several loan offers for Donny van der Beek. We've blocked him from leaving in this January transfer window. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.